thank you for joining us. Tell us a little bit about yourself and the purpose behind starting LaMode.
Thank you so much for having me. It's an honor to be here. So I'm Fahmida Islam, co-founder and creative director of LaMode. We actually e-commerce brand which caters to a specific niche of female between uh, 20 to 35 who actually look for trendy shoes, but in a budget. So that is what LaMode is for. We started back in 2012. We That time I was personally a student and I wanted something trendy to go with my outfit, but those were out of my budget. So then I realized to introduce a brand that would offer such kind of accessories that are in that niche. So that's how I started this business, and alhamdulillah, we are now have 3 showrooms and 1 e-commerce channel where we actually offer all our products.
Makes sense. That's a great journey. So, Bangladeshi
Thank you.
people tend to rely more on offline shopping when it comes to buying footwear. Although you have
Yes.
physical outlets, a lot of your sales come from online sources. Any
Yeah.
strategies in respect of marketing or business which made it possible?
So basically, when I started, it was back in 2012. So this is, I would say, back in the time when Facebook not was even in commerce. I would say they had this very vintage looking page, I would say,
Hmm.
for majority of people right now. So that time we saw many people were selling their products on those pages. So that's
Hmm.
how we actually started this business. So we saw that people were selling their products on Facebook, so we thought, why not we do it as well. So that's how this whole idea started. We From the very beginning we did have plan to our website, but we didn't have the website until 2014, because obviously Bangladeshi market wasn't ready for such up level at that time. They wanted something very quick, so Facebook was the place to have the quick shopping experience. Our generation, especially my generation, I would say, the millennials, so when they went into such Facebook commerce at that time, what I would say, so they wanted to have something really convenient, like delivered to their doors, instead of coming to shops and like to
Hmm.
actually choose from the variety option. Rather, they would do it from the comfort of their home. So that's that market we tapped in, exactly the market I personally as an audience would prefer. That helped me. So I knew my audience very well from very beginning. So that was the
Hmm.
most easiest part that helped me to shape the whole marketing strategy of LaMode. So obviously, over the time, people asked for physical store experience, because obviously there was a definitely people like me would prefer a comfort buying from the comfort of their home, but we
Hmm.
understood that people would love to come. So what we did at that time, we instead of having a full-fledged showroom, we offered an experience center beside our office. So like
Okay.
simultaneously, people can come to our office and try out the shoes, and they can take whichever they like back home. So from there, when our production started increasing, we started our showrooms. So that's how the showroom actually came into the play. But from very beginning, if I bring back the whole story, so and make the whole all the dots connected, from very beginning, people knew that LaMode is a online brand instead of
Hmm.
pursuing us like any other shoe brands. So this was something we intentionally did place in people's mind, that LaMode is an online brand. If we want to buy them, either we have to order them from online or we have to go to
Hmm.
their office to buy them. Later on, we did open 2 showrooms, one in Dhanmondi and one in Belly Road. So those are simultaneously working, but we still have the most major sale coming from the online, because we actually intentionally placed ourselves as an online brand.
So I think that's a pretty decent strategy. If you want to scale up, then online is the best way to do that because you can,
Yes,
I
yes.
mean, just sell products while you are sleeping, right? So as I was saying, that
Mhm.
this is a pretty decent strategy. You're focusing more on the online part and
Yes.
trying to give that vibe to your customers, and that's something you can always make more scalable.
Hmm.
So, in terms of market adoption, how did the customers adopt it? Some sort of, did they face challenges initially? Did they come to online initially? So how did you make sure that even though you have mostly the online presence, you can serve to the right customer?
Okay, so basically, we chose the right platform. That I would say in the
Mm-hmm.
answer, because to be honest, from very beginning, I knew who was my ideal audience was. As I said,
Mm-hmm.
someone like me. Okay,
Okay.
so that's why I always think like, if I'm the audience, if I'm the person who's buying LaMode shoes, where
Mm-hmm.
they're floating, where they're going, which channel they're tapping in. So there was a
Okay.
time back in 2016 when Snapchat went, when the thing of the society.
Okay.
I remember back then, and exactly like how TikTok is now. So we need to always tap into that market whenever, wherever they are. But that didn't last for long, because obviously Instagram stepped in and uh, announced stories, and that market took over by Instagram as well. So that's
Okay.
how we always up and looking for the people wherever our ideal audience is floating. We would go there and be in front of those ideal audiences to make sure that
Okay.
they know what is updated, what is going on with LaMode, so that they feel
Okay.
connected with the brand rather than just someone who's just I would say not relevant to them. So that's how we
Okay.
make our audience aware about our brand.
Okay, makes sense. So in terms of marketing and mostly your brand being, you followed all these social channels, whichever is in hype and wherever your ideal customers basically residing. So
Yes.
sometimes it's Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok, and whatnot. So we do follow LaMode for some time, and we often see LaMode offering special seasonal discounts to customers.
Discounts.
So from your point of view, do you consider this as a sustainable and profitable strategy, or there is something else hiding behind that?
No, exactly not. So I would say it's a pretty decent practice in retail. That's how majority of the retail works in Bangladesh, because as you if you have studied the market by the major retail stakeholders like Daraz and other stuff, they are
Mm-hmm.
always offering discounts. So this is
Mm-hmm.
not something we don't do unintentionally, but we offer it like something that would make sense to our audience. So it's, I would not say it's unsustainable, but it gives us the opportunity to offer audience like a gift to them. We don't promote it like a way that our audience would take it like they're getting discounts, or something like that. They would rather take it like a present from LaMode, because we are
Mm-hmm.
having some sort of festives or some sort of like there's a trend like one sale, the single sale. Uh, then there is I think we didn't participate this year in Black Friday sale, but
Mm-hmm.
I understood that how much it actually influences the audience mind to the purchasing behavior. So I would say it's more about having to know when your audience wants that sort
Yep.
of option to buy in budget, because we might not all have the same budget. But when there is like for myself, I would say I would bring my story like, I buy ebooks when they're on sale rather than buying them on the full prices, because I know they will be somewhere other the down the line will be on sale. So I have bought so many books on sale that I haven't yet read, but I have them. I still have them in my collection, because I know I will some way down the line I will read them. So
Makes sense.
it's an analogy that I would say as a customer, because not always it's possible for us to buy it on a budget that we might want to offer, because we have a very premium. We have a lot of sort of uh, product lines. Like we have a budget friendly line, we have a corporate line, we have a premium line. So for those which are on premium line, people always look up to those to buy sometime, but they can't because of the price tags. So we offer seasonal discounts on those products when there's an option. Like we want to actually
Mm-hmm.
offer them that option. So that's why I would say this is like something I don't see it a wrong way of putting it, but I would say it's a very traditional practice of retail that we all take it as it's nothing wrong. I would say that if I want to put
Got
it
it.
in the right way.
Okay, so in terms of shoe industry, we have seen a lot of behemoth, a lot of bigger
Yeah,
companies floating around as well. So
yeah.
why do you think that the new generations, like the millennials and the Gen Z, is moving more towards companies like LaMode and online stores and online shopping experience?
I honestly love the question. Thank you so much for asking. It's an amazing question, I must say. Time relevant as well. So basically, for me, if you ask me, I'm a millennial. Okay, I'm a
Hmm.
like I'm the core millennial point. I'm like on the middle. So like I can consider myself as like a core millennial because I'm not either on the absolute age or absolute frontline. I'm on the middle. So as a millennial, as I said from very beginning of this conversation, that I know my ideal audience so well because they're kind of reflection of me. When I see my brand, I will not say this thing because this would be quite controversial because Bata and Apex has their own legacy. They're if you know how a legacy brand works, they're the legacy brands. So the new cool brands like LaMode, other shoe brands that are coming in, we are not yet there. So this is a complete
Hmm.
two different niches. A legacy brand will always have a trust factor that we don't have. So we need to build that. But
Hmm.
the reason why our generation and especially Gen Zs are moving towards us because we make them feel heard and make them like say for example for myself, I know if I buy something from Bata, it's just one done. Next time if I want to go and change or repair something, they will not treat me like the way I should
Yep,
be treated, right? Because they're already a legacy brand. They know their
exactly.
place already, so I am bound to them. But when some other customer that are coming back to LaMode because they know we hear them, we make them feel heard. That's why they are coming to us. So this is a very big gap. I felt the corporate brands and the new uprising brands are making the difference. I hope I make sense because it's very
Yep.
important for any branding that you make your customer uh, as if they're home, right? Like they're in a comfort zone of rather than in need, because that's the gap these new brands are filling in, which is good, which is absolutely good. I hope the legacy brands will follow us eventually because this is something the brands will ask for. The customers will ask for because they will ask for after service because this is something every customer has the right to ask for.
Yep.
So
So
this is
as I
the
can
reason.
understand, I mean, the key factors for yourself might be the better customer support, trust
Yes,
building process, and also multi-channel sales. So you are basically capitalizing the industry by all these three factors. So in terms of building the
technically.
trust, yeah,
Yes,
let's say when you want to build the trust, it's not a one-day process, right? It takes time to build the
correct.
trust. So
Hmm.
what do you think make your brand trustable to the end customers?
Thank you so much. That's a wonderful question, I must say. So it actually comes back to that point, like hearing the feedback of the audience and making it valuable. Like
Hmm.
give them today we have so much opportunity to make our audience feel heard, make make them validated with their opinions,
Hmm.
so that we have so many options. We have Instagram, Facebook, where they are constantly commenting, giving their valuable opinions. So if we can take those seriously and implement them in our day-to-day business lives, that's how we can actually build a audience that will not have the trust factor that we might be missing. Because what everyone today, it's 2022, everyone wants is to be heard. We have the voice, but no one is listening because there is too many noise. So what we need is we need to filter the noise and make those valuable feedbacks from our audience. Like the audience is saying like your product, this product is not doing well, listen to that and improve that. So we have that policy. We take the feedback directly from audience before we actually make the decision to make a product or break a product.
Got it. So, uh, let's say in terms of the future, because e-commerce is
Yes.
evolving, people are evolving, social medias are evolving, and all these
Yes.
things are evolving pretty fast. I mean, maybe previously whatever would happen in 10 years, now these days 2 years have the same sort of
Yeah,
impact.
yeah.
So in terms of future, where do you see yourself and LaMode going as well?
To be honest, this is a very difficult question to even for myself to answer. Uh, to be honest, because this is something I get asked a lot. If you ask me this exact same question before 2020, I would have a very clear answer. Like, I want to make LaMode a global brand. That's the answer I would give to any person if someone asked me. I used to give that
Mhm.
answer to every interview, but today it's 20 back post 2020. I would say that to be honest, all I want at the end of the day is a brand that people will cherish forever. It's not just
Mhm.
creating a brand that will be based on just profits and making profits. It will be more about creating the happiness factor to people they will know it as a brand rather than know it a happiness factor in their life. That's what I see myself building next, inshallah.
Yeah, and I think, I mean, if you can deliver quality product, I mean, shoes is something that we wear on a day-to-day basis. We
Yes.
work with this. So if you can build quality product, make sure that your people trust you and you hear their voices, I think you can easily reach to that barrier. So
Yes,
best of
inshallah.
luck for that. We from the My
Thank you
Alice
so
team
much.
want your best of success. And yeah, that would be it for today's session. Thank you for joining.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.